we're graphing today. I know we skipped 7.1. It's not a standard, so we're not learning it because it's not something we'll be tested on. Focusing on math. It wants me to graph g of x equals 4 over x and then compare it to the graph of f of x equals 1 over x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to y equals, and in my first one I'm going to do 4 divided by x, and then on my second one I'm going to do y divided by x. Then I'm going to go to graph it. Hopefully my screen is right. If my screen doesn't look right, then I want to do zoom, and I think it's 6 for standard. Yeah. So, this is what it looks like.
Looks like a bird.
Oh, what? There you go. So I want this still on the screen. So, the blue one is my g of x, and the red one is my f of x. I'm just going to sketch my graphs on my paper. Oops. Okay, so how is the blue one different than the red one? Well, yeah, that's how the equation's different, but how's the graph different? How is red different from blue?
I don't know.
Those are vertical stretch of 4. Because it's like more pulled out. Questions on number 1. Okay, so then on number 2, I'm going to type this into the calculator. When I type it into the calculator, I have to be very careful. Notice how I have x plus 2 on the bottom of the fraction. What I want to do here is I'm going to go to math, and if I go all the way to the word frac at the end, see choice 1 where it's n divided by d, this gives me the fraction bar in the middle, and then I can just type it on there. Because if I just do negative 4 divided by x plus 2, it's not going to count the x plus 2. You go to math, and then you go all the way to the frac at the end, and then choice 1, n divided by c. Where was I? I was in the y equals. D. Numerator divided by denominator. Okay, so then I'm going to go and graph this. What do you notice is happening right here? It crosses the y-axis right here. I'm talking about right here. What's happening right here? Is it just going up? They're like going in opposite directions, right? So what this is called an asymptote. It means it never crosses the value of x equals negative 2. Because the closer it gets to negative 2, it's either going up or down, right? So it's also not crossing negative 1. Yeah, from right here. On the y. Yeah. So, my domain is not all real numbers, because it doesn't touch x equals negative 2. it's going to be all... Why can I not spell real? All real numbers except I cannot spell today. X equals -2. And then my range. What about -1, Jerry? Domain is only X. Yes, the range would be all real numbers except Y equals -1. Okay, so the Y equals -1 came from the number at the end of the equation, and if I notice, this piece right here, the X equals -2, I can get this from my denominator if I set it equal to 0. So if I do X plus 2 equals 0, and then solve it, I get X equals -2 for where my domain has the hole. Questions on number 2? So number 3, I'm going to go and graph it on the calculator. Remember, to do the fraction bar, I go to math, and then I move over to the word FRAC, choice 1, n divided by d, and then I type this in. Math, and then arrow over, not choice 1 frac, move over right until you get to the word frac, and then choice 1. Okay, Stephanie, you go to math, and then not the choice 1, but you arrow over to the one right here, and then that choice 1. And then I graph it, and do not put it under the light. Okay, so where are the asymptotes in this graph? Where does it not cross in this graph? So what's this point right here where it's not crossing? The x value right here where it's not crossing. 3. And then... well, where's my red pen? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw a dashed line for the 3. And then where's the y value where it's not crossing? Why is the computer so slow? Can you guys tell? Where is the y value not crossing here? Like, what is the y value it's avoiding? What's the y value it's not touching right here? Nope. It's actually 2. Let me tell you how you can tell it's 2. So if I look right here, I have 2x divided by x, right? So if I look at their coefficients, I have 2 over 1. So 2 over 1 is just 2. So that's how I got this one. And then the up and down one came from right here, because x minus 3 equals 0, and then if I added 3 to both sides, it gave me the x equals 3 line. Okay, and then let me go and draw in my graph. So what is my domain on number 3? Positive 3. Yeah, because it's on the right side of the graph. And my range? Yep. Because number 1 didn't ask for domain and range. Okay, so questions on number 3.